Day 4, it is an off day, and I am literally giddy about it. I need to say up top, I cannot stress enough how much of a difference new shoes made. The way that I felt after day 2 versus the way I felt today is miles apart. I thought my hip was going to fall off, and just miraculously, it literally feels like a miracle. And what's so funny about the shoes is kind of a microcosm for what's funny and interesting about running in general. I couldn't feel an immediate difference. There was no immediate difference between my old shoes and my new shoes. It's something where you had to actually run the 5 miles in order to appreciate that difference. And I see that a lot throughout the sport of running. It's very different than football, and also very different than the workouts you do for football. And that's one of the reasons I appreciated it. Football and its auxiliary improvement schedule is very much about instant feedback. I'm not going to say instant gratification, because obviously football is a grind. Any athletic pursuit is a grind, and you have to wake up and go to practice and go to lifting and go to film, and you have to put a lot of work into it. So you don't really see gratification right away. But the feedback is instantaneous, especially on the offensive line. You will know immediately if you took the right step or the wrong step. You will know immediately if you had a good or bad contact. You will know immediately, pretty much, whether the play was successful or not. And the larger concept of football is made up of these small incremental feedback loops. But in the sport of running, everything is on an extended timeline. And it's a very interesting contrast. So you don't know if you've gotten better or not for months. You don't know if your training's paid off for months. You don't know if your equipment is working or not for at least the 4 miles. It's a staple of the sport where you wear something that you don't think is going to cause you to chafe, and then mile 3 into a 10-mile run, you realize you've made a mistake. That's one of the worst feelings in the world. Oh, so I'm really glad to have a day off. That's the summary. No big board today, no stretching, no check-in. What I am doing though is intense focused recovery. The suggestion by Westride was to work in a lot of different yoga poses, work in a couple of hip mobility yoga poses. I'm going to do a lot of different hip mobility stretches, a lot of hamstring stretches. That's really the big one. My favorite stretch, well, there's 2. The ones that really help me the most is when you lie next to a door frame and you lift your leg up and stretch it out on the door frame. And then basically when you get down into a kneeling position and you just sort of thrust out your hip flexor, those really make a big difference. So I'm going to probably spend about 30 minutes doing those, and then ice, and heat, because my hip is tight and it needs to be loosened. But ice my ankles, ice my knees, get into the ice bath. I feel like I'm back in football, really. That's the thing that I like the most about this, is it just reminds me of those small disciplines that come with being a collegiate athlete. And so here I am again, almost 30, trying to recapture that dream. But that's what we're all doing. That's what we're all doing as adults here. We're just figuring out what it takes to stay focused and get stuff accomplished. That's it. That's me on the day off. So please leave a comment if you have any questions, if there's anything you'd like me to talk about. I'm going to start playing with the format a little bit. Hopefully can get some guests on. Hopefully can start showing you some runs. I might figure out a rig to try to get some run footage in. Probably we'll do some demonstrations of some different things. And most of all, energy in the mornings. I'm really worried about waking up my son. I've got a 2-year-old son, so in the mornings I'm kind of quiet, but maybe I'll go outside. I've got some lighting that could work outside, so we'll see how that goes. Nothing else. Appreciate it. Have a good one.